Hey, what's up you guys? I'm Crystal. Welcome back to my channel. For those of you that are new here on my channel, I typically am going through various home fitness programs and sharing my journey with you as I do them, and then I do a review at the end of the program to tell everybody what it was all about. Here's my cat Fisto. Say hello. Today I'm going to dive into a topic on nutrition. I just want to go ahead and preface this by saying I'm not a nutrition expert, I'm not a dietitian or anything like that. Those are just tips that I am sharing with you from my own personal experience, things that I think you might find helpful throughout your healthy eating journey. And if you have anything to add or have any of your own tips, please don't hesitate to go ahead and drop those in the comment section and we can chat about it. So I'm just going to be sharing with you some healthy eating hacks and tips, some little things that you can do to help ensure that you're able to eat as healthy as possible for yourself. The first thing is to just go ahead and prep all your produce when you get at home. So we all have done this thing where we have bought a bunch of fresh fruits and vegetables from the store with all the best intentions, and then like 2 weeks later or however long, it's just like rotting in the back of our fridge. So yeah, I try to avoid that by basically going ahead and prepping all of my vegetables and fruits that I can ahead of time. For me, it's like broccoli, it's asparagus and green beans, cutting the tops off of strawberries, anything that I can do to get ahead of, first of all, the prep, but also like make it so that my produce is lasting as long as possible, because I'm taking out things that aren't necessarily needed in there for storage, or maybe it gives me an opportunity to go ahead and pull out like a bad piece that would then go ahead and spread to the rest of my food. Whereas if I am rinsing it and paying attention to it and picking out those bad pieces, that makes my food last a lot longer. In addition, just the prepping process makes it just readily available to go ahead and grab and cook. Because when I'm making dinner at night, if I have like 4 stalks of broccoli to cut up, it's a little daunting, especially like the rinsing, the drying, the cutting and all that. But if I already have it prepared, I can just grab it from the fridge and just go ahead and start using it. Of course, you can buy pre-cut stuff, but it's a little more expensive, and even the pre-cut stuff still needs a little bit of attention. I do find that when I'm taking stuff that's already been rinsed or cut out of the bag that has a lot of condensation in it, and I always take them out of the bag, lay them out to dry, and then put them in a separate container with like a paper towel to make sure that any extra condensation that's inevitably going to build up in there is kind of being soaked out a little bit. And I've also just given attention to the vegetables. So the pre-cut stuff, has its own place, of course, but for me, I like to get it not cut and cut it myself and store it in a way that will make it last longer and make it easy to grab when it's time for me to grab it. So just go ahead when you get home, pull your produce out immediately and go ahead and rinse the stuff that needs to be rinsed and lay it out to dry. And then you can go about doing some other things while that kind of dries. Once it's dry, go ahead and grab it and cut it up. And when you have cut it up, store it in a container with a paper towel. Make sure you put that paper towel in there to absorb condensation, and it will be ready for you to go when you're ready to eat it. The second thing is to eat vegetables for breakfast. So when you eat vegetables for breakfast, you are starting out with a healthful choice right off the bat. And it may be weird to think about like eating a salad or something for breakfast. I mean, do what works for you, but you can try to find something that will be appetizing for you in the morning. So just a couple ideas. You could do like an omelet or egg bowl where you're cooking up like mushrooms, peppers, onions, maybe some like turkey sausage, and like throwing it all together in a bowl and just eating it up. That actually sounds really yummy to me if I like mushrooms or peppers, which I don't, so that's not really for me. You could do like what I do, which is the green bean asparagus. Make sure it's very yummy. It's like cut up asparagus, maybe cut once green beans, put it all together on like a little air fryer pan in the mornings, a little salt and pepper and olive oil, put it in, and it is like really good for breakfast. I've been eating that for breakfast for a long time. Another one I really like is zucchini and red onions that I will kind of just saute in the pan in the mornings. That's another one of my breakfast favorites for vegetables. Maybe you want a green smoothie in the morning. I mean, there are a lot of options out there. So try to think of something that you could eat that is palatable for you and tasty for you in the mornings for breakfast as a veggie, so that you can get started off on the right foot. The next thing is to enjoy your treats guilt-free, okay? You need some balance in your life. So when you want to have a treat or a sweet or whatever it may be, go ahead and have it, enjoy it, and move on. Please do not beat yourself up over having treats. We all need that balance in our lives. what you can do instead of beating yourself up after you've had something like that, because we do have like this culture of like shame around foods like that sometimes. And, you know, after the fact, like it feel really good eating it and make you happy and all that. And then after the fact, you can kind of feel like, oh man, like a little shameful, which is kind of screwed up, but you know, diet culture. So what you can do instead of wallowing or like feeling bad and beating yourself up, please don't do that. Instead, you can just focus on what's going to be my next meal, you know, and just be focused on that. And if you want to have a more healthful meal at the next meal, then do that and plan that and make it happen. Thinking this way will just help you stop dwelling on it and just continue to move forward with your goals. Because like that's in the past. And I mean, honestly, we shouldn't be having shame around foods. So, you know, that's like a whole nother video, but just move on and think about your next meal. Okay, the next thing is to be mindful about drinking empty calories. I definitely used to be like a big soda person. I would have like a soda a day. I really, really loved it. And I've pretty much cut that out completely at this point. Okay, not completely. Like I really, really love Cheerwine. Like Cheerwine is amazing. If you live in North Carolina, South Carolina, like drop a comment below if you know about Cheerwine, because it's delicious. Dr. Pepper would be my close second. So I do like to have like some soda here and there. Like it's pretty rare. But what I do have is I'll have beers. I have beers or wine or something like that, some kind of alcoholic beverage, usually about once a week. So I'm just trying to be mindful about that. The empty calories, they just go down so fast. Well, especially with like a soda. With beer and wine, it's going to be a little bit slower, but still, it's still like a lot of empty calories. It just seems like it could be easy to go overboard with it. So we want to keep like all the empty calorie drinks to a minimum. Some things to help with that, like if you're craving a sugary drink, you can grab a piece of fruit, you know, like something that's sweet that you like. You can get a piece of sugar-free gum. There are some natural sodas out there. One that I can think of is a brand called Zevia, and it's like all natural, zero everything. Like it's really awesome. It's a soda, and no, it does not taste like the real thing. I actually don't like them. I would rather drink water, which is ridiculous for me to say that when I'm sitting here promoting Zevia like to you, but my daughter really likes it. My husband likes it. So, you know, they like it, and like your taste buds can change. You know, you go from a Cheerwine to like a Dr. Zevia, it's going to taste like a big difference. But your taste buds can change over time as you drink these things, and you're just get used to less sugar. And then like when you go back to that Cheerwine, the Cheerwine might even taste too sweet. So there's other options out there, and it doesn't have to be a permanent solution. It could just be something like to help you drink fewer sugary sodas, just like something to add in here and there when you're like really having that craving. But like, oh, I want to have only like one a week. Well, now I'm having a craving midweek, so I'm going to try this healthy soda. I don't know, just, you know, something to think about. I do have a couple little alcohol solutions. Number one is if you're craving beer, you could get like a light or a non-alcoholic beer. Another thing is when you're ready to have a beer, instead of having that beer, grab like a can of sparkling water, like a bubbly or LaCroix, something like that you can, you know, just like the cracking of the can and like drinking of like the bubbly, you know, stuff. It just kind of gives you that feeling like you're drinking a beer. So, but you're actually hydrating yourself. That's actually been really helpful for me to just bring my number of drinks down, to, you know, kind of push it off a little bit and to hydrate myself before I start actually drinking alcohol. And I know there's a whole conversation to be had about alcohol and how it's just unhealthy for you in general, but that's not the conversation we're having today. We are being realistic, and we are saying, hey, I like to enjoy alcohol every so often, and these are some things that are going to help me reach my goals while also enjoying alcoholic beverages. Regardless, I want you to drink in a responsible manner. Refer back to hack number 3 if you think you're going overboard, and if you know you're having too much, then cut back. The next thing is to plan your meals. Maybe you've heard the saying, fail to plan, plan to fail. You need a meal plan even if it's super simple. So go ahead and set a reminder on your phone to go ahead and pop up every week to plan out your meals. And you can just jot down, you know, what you're gonna have each night. And from there, when it's time for you to go grocery shopping or make a grocery list, you can look at your meal plan and pull from that to decide what you need to get. It's actually really very simple, but I think it's something you can easily overlook until you're standing there at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock or whatever time in the kitchen, like, oh my God, like I have nothing in the fridge. What am I gonna make? And part of meal planning also is planning for nights like that, where maybe there's some unforeseen circumstance, or maybe you screwed up the meal plan, or who knows, whatever it could be. you know, you want to have a couple things in the freezer that you could fix on like a whim. Some frozen vegetables, some kind of, I don't know, it could literally be anything. And kind of go into part of your meal planning as like, if something gets screwed up, I have a backup plan. And it's just in the freezer, so you don't have to worry about like it going bad or anything like that for too long anyways. Next up is to stop eating after dinner. I think for a lot of people, eating after dinner comes from just like boredom or just habit, and that we just need some awareness and adjustment there. So once you've had dinner, like just consider your kitchen closed. Stopping eating after dinner will just help your body be able to digest all of the food that you've been consuming and even reach a fasted state. That can help to burn more calories and reduce overeating. So have your fill at dinner and then consider your kitchen closed. Next up is to listen to your body. If you're dealing with discomfort in your body, especially like in your digestive tract, maybe step back and like reevaluate what you're eating. Maybe there's an allergy that you're unaware of. Maybe you're not eating as healthfully as you would like or that your body would like. Maybe something just doesn't sit well with you. Just try to be mindful about what your body is telling you and adjust accordingly. If you don't know how, you can try like a food elimination diet or program where you're taking certain foods out of your diet and seeing how you feel after that, and then like you can reintroduce them and see what your body does when you reintroduce these foods that they haven't seen in like so many weeks or whatever. So there's programs like that available. Also, there are professionals that can help you, so be sure to consult a professional if you think you're having some kind of issues like that, or you just need a little extra help. So what are some hacks that have been helpful for you? Drop a comment below and let's have a conversation about this. I hope you found this video helpful, and I look forward to seeing you at my next video. I hope you have a great day. Bye.